Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. How are you? It's Tuesday the 11th of June and we're very excited because it is the second day of Wake Up Call being back. Yes, in case you didn't know where you've been, it's what everyone's been talking about. We brought it back again. Wake Up Call's back. Tell a friend. Yes, we've got a great show lined up for you where we are going to be looking ahead to what's coming up through the day. Also got a very special feature, which I will tell you about in just a few moments' time with a roving reporter today. Oh yeah, very, very exciting. But it is a star-studded day. Launch party tonight coming your way. Not live at 5. Oh no, live at 4. UK time. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? There's a new schedule which we'll show you in just a few moments' time, but it sort of changed a little bit last minute. But it's all good. 4 till 6 tonight. We've also got a masterclass in the middle of the day as well with Lily, with one of our craft clubs. And of course, we kick everything off with Wake Up Call, as I say, sneaky peek ahead to what's coming up through the day. A feature about today's National Day, which is craft related. And of course, I am joined by one of my absolute faves, my crafty bestie, the other half of the Plaid Pad lads, the Fusty Gusty from Canusti. It's the one and only, my favourite and yours, Mr. Craig Laird. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you very much. Lovely introduction there.
Very nice
introduction.
Welcome. It's nice to have you back.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be back.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back. A little bit of a break, shut off from the world for a week.
Yeah.
But yeah, back again for full day. Full day today, quite literally is a full day because at the end of the day, 2 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be jumping to HSN doing part of the Big Craft Stream event. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be for me for about half an hour. I believe I'm kickstarting it. 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that's at the end of the day. But yeah, Wake Up Call giving you a preview as to something that some might have seen, but if you are a die-hard Crafters TV viewer that only watches us and only shops from us, you'll have not seen it. Something that I have a little hand in every single month. And then yeah, we might be having a look at some other items that we'll be then showcasing within Launch Party. But yeah, how are you? Because when I say I shut off from the world, I love you, but as you know...
Ignored me.
I quite literally shut off from the world.
Ignored me. We said we were going to go to the gym together and have a lovely day out and do breakfast and stuff. We were going to go gym, I think swim, breakfast, hang out. And I messaged him. I think I messaged you on the Monday. I said, oh, should we do Wednesday? He never replied. He did not delete WhatsApp because I messaged him, Nicola. You just had a bit of a social media shutdown, didn't you?
Well, I did delete WhatsApp, but not because of you. Now, the novelty of me being on TV is worn off from my family and friends. If my family and friends are watching, I will get round to replying to the 26 WhatsApps that I've got. I did say I had a backup for any emergencies. Let's just say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just took a break. I think sometimes you just need it. You need that little bit of break. I watched 26 seasons of Diners, Drives-In and Dives.
No, you didn't.
I did indeed.
26 seasons?
Yeah.
How many episodes?
It ranges from 13, 14, 15. There's like 40 odd seasons. And then, so there's 48 seasons.
How long are the episodes?
About 24 minutes. So Guy Fieri, brilliant guy, love that show. So I watched that, and also, you know, in the UK we've got the Race Across the World.
Oh yeah.
The last series just finished, brilliant. So I binge watched all 5 series as well. While sitting in the garden. No phone, no social, no nothing.
Sitting in the garden, that was a long way to strain your eyes to see the TV, wasn't it?
I had my iPad.
Oh, yeah.
I had my iPad.
His iPad. So that's why you didn't reply as well. So you were too busy
to
just
you
binge
or anyone.
Anyone. Well, that's fine. It's not especially me, Nicola. It's nice to have you back anyway. It's nice to have you here.
I'm only in today.
Ah. And you're back. Oh.
Next week.
Oh.
I've got another little break coming up. Although this break this weekend for the wrestling was already planned in. You know, it's Friday Night SmackDown and Clash at the Castle live from Glasgow this weekend. So, yeah. See you next week.
See you next week. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for popping in.
Just WhatsApp me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can't guarantee I'll reply.
I'm going to text you. Because no one texts anymore, do they? We were talking about that before the show. Nobody texts.
That was my backup.
Yeah.
That was my backup. So my mum, as many of you know, has been to Australia with her friend. She actually comes back today. So obviously she was a backup. And said, if you need me, text me. Because no one texts us. No one texts us.
I'm going to start just texting you now. I'm not going to WhatsApp you. I'm just going to text you all the time. That's what I'm going to do. I'll say a few hellos and then we'll get into it. We've got Radical Rachel on the socials today. Already in is Polly Coe from Brownstown, Florida. Geraldine Sadiku says, good afternoon from Argyle and Boot. I hope you are all okay. We are. Christine Mahoney's in saying good morning / afternoon, everyone. And hello, Crafters TV. And the best blooming buddies, Ben and Craig. Used to be. Then he deleted WhatsApp.
See what can happen. WhatsApp can come between two good friends.
Tammy Bowk says, hello from South Dakota. Hope y'all having a wonderful day. We are.
We are,
well. Tali Astirimi says hello from the UK, East Midlands.
Hi.
Hi to Lois from Ohio.
Ohio.
Betsy Throop Black says, good morning from Houston, Texas. I'm glad to see the dynamic duo back together. I mean, it was dynamic, but now... Sort of
some good food places on Diners, Drive-In and Dives from Houston, Texas and Ohio.
Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Deborah Butkus joins us from Tampa, but Veronica Daly's
there
in.
As well. He goes to there. Guy Ferreri goes to there quite a lot. That's good. You guys have met, obviously, it's a big show here in the UK on Food Network and Discovery Plus. But for you guys stateside, which is massive, do you watch it? Let me know.
Lynn Morton says, good afternoon, Ben Craig, CTV community and all the team from Newcastle.
Why, aye, man.
And Laurie Townsend Geetman says, good morning, Ben and Craig. I have missed you, Craig.
Oh, bless
Did you send him a WhatsApp message as well, and did he not reply to it? Awful, isn't it? Awful. Really.
I'm standing by what I'd done. I'd done it for my own good, my own health, and it was nice and it was relaxing. But yeah, I'm back now.
And good morning to Zoe Carver, who says, good morning. What could be better? Wake up call and a yodel delivery with crafty goodness. Yes, it's going to be a great day. As I say, in this show as well, we're celebrating the fact that today is International Yarn Bombing Day. Yes. What is yarn bombing, I hear you cry? What is it? Who does it? Well, you'll find out a little bit later on during the show because we sent out our very own roving reporter, Becky Swan, over the weekend to go and meet a lovely yarn bomber called Diana, and we will be playing you the interview that she did and showing you some pictures in just a little while. But yeah, if you're into soft craft, crocheting, if you do any yarn bombing yourself, feel free to send in any pictures because we would love to share them with everybody else. Now, Wake Up Call, of course, is back. We have our new schedule as well, and here it is for the week. Wake Up Call kicks off each and every day, as you can see. Today we're wake up calling, then we are masterclassing with the Craft Club, which we'll be showing you just straight off the bat. And then later on tonight, launch party with the Amazing Flamingo collection. We've also got the Floral Aperture Stamp and Die collections and a lot more. Tomorrow, masterclass with Sheena. Beautiful Beginnings is back as well. And that is going to feature, of course, Essentials Corner. I know you love that particular feature because you can get to fire all your questions at Sheena. Thursday, we've got the return of Leanne. The return of Leanne for Wake Up Call. Launch day. We're launching. Am I allowed to say what we're launching? I can. We're launching our summer sale in that launch show, and then a big cartload summer sale styly, 5 p.m. on Thursday, and then Friday, the one and only Becky Swan, the roving reporter herself, is back for Wake Up Call. We've got a softer side of life in the middle part of the day, and then brand new for Friday Night Live. They were making me laugh earlier on. Was it you, Nicola, that said it? I won't say it because it might come out a bit wrong. Because, you know, there was Saturday Night Live, wasn't there?
There still is.
Which is SNL.
It's SNL, yeah.
Yeah. Friday Night Live, don't say it like that. Whatever you do, don't say it say it in your head.
Why?
It just comes out wrong. SNL.
Uh-huh.
And then...
What's the initials? Friday Night Live.
Yeah, but if you say it quick, it comes out a bit, doesn't it? It comes...
How? Well, I don't know. What do you mean?
I'm not doing it.
Why?
Because they did it out there, and I was like, you can't. I was like, oh no, it's Friday Night Live. It just comes out a bit. Yeah, just.
I know you really want to say it.
I don't want to say it.
You really want to say it.
I don't want to say it. Shall we have a look at what's coming up in Masterclass a little bit later on, the Craft Club. Now, as Craig was correctly saying, if you just watch us here on Crafters TV, you won't have seen this before, so it's new to the channel. If you're an HSN viewer, or indeed if you have watched QVC here in the UK, you will have seen this Craft Club. They're brilliant, actually, and they allow you, I think, to dip your toe into the water when it comes to lots of different techniques, as it were. I'll let Craig step you through it, but let me just give you all of the details as far as getting your hands on it is concerned. So this is the Craft Club Aqua techniques. It's a showstopper that we've done for you here. If you don't want the showstopper option, that's fine. There is an option on its own. But you pay £28 or $28 for everything Craig is about to show you. But with the showstopper, we also throw in the tricolour aqua pens from the Enchanted Oceans collection. You're basically getting those for a fiver, just under $8 if you are getting the showstopper. So you're saving a few quid on those. But it also opens you up to the bonus buy, which is if you get the showstopper, you can then put in another one of the Craft Club Aqua techniques for half the price. So maybe you want to share the love of this with a friend or family member. Maybe you want more of the consumables. That's the best way to do it. So you put in the showstopper for this price, you pop in a second, and you'll get that for half price. Also worth bearing in mind too, that if you want the binder, you can get that individually as well. Details for the binder, in fact, at the bottom of the screen. There you go, $12.99 or $12.99. Let us have a look at this and I say unbox it. It's more unbag it though, isn't it, with Craig? What do we get in our Craft Club?
Rightio. So this really is an incredible club for starting techniques. This one all about aqua. So if you are new to crafting, anything new to water-based, new to colouring when it's water-based, this is brilliant because you've got all the key components in there to get you started. Now you're going to be able to make cards such as these. I'm going to go through the bag in a second, and then Ben's going to go through the boards in a bit more detail. You've got your resist panels, they're included. Your die cut sentiments, they're included. Card blanks, they're included. So you can do your own backgrounds because you've got your stamps in there. You can then start to do your eclipse effects, all these cool looking effects you're going to be able to create. Now what you'll see in a moment when I show you, you get a technique booklet. But with every single craft club, you also get between 3 and 4 technique tutorial videos with myself.
Yeah.
So all that you need to do is go onto the website that you'll find on the actual instruction booklet, or more of the updated Craft Club, you'll find a QR code within the booklet.
Yeah.
You zap that, and then like I say, depending on the actual technique of the Craft Club, Ben, it could be 3 technique videos, it could be 4, it just depends. But you're going to be able to do so many different cards, so many different projects. As I say, you've got the resist panels, but you can start to create your own. Now, what you're going to be getting is you're going to be getting your divider, your index, which is going to go inside the actual binder.
Okay.
So if you are wanting to then store future craft clubs in there, you're going to get round about 3 or 4. Again, depends on the craft club, depends on what you get inside. So you're going to get between 3, 4, maybe 5 craft clubs within the one binder here. But you've got your index card, but then you've also gives you that kind of keynote as to what you're getting. This one you're getting over 70 pieces. I'll talk you through them in a moment. But let's go inside. So they come within the Ziploc bag, which also will go into the binder. So you can just sit them together in your binder, and then you know that you've got them all stored. Now this one here, this is what I was on about the instruction booklet. So you've got your 8 techniques that you can try. Steps you through all 8 pictures and written.
Yep.
You've got your web address. It'll take you to, I can't remember off the top of my head how many I've done. I want to say I've done about 4 tutorial videos, Ben, within these ones, but it steps you all the way through. You do get your card blanks. Now you get 4 of your white and you get 4 of your black. That's in there. You're also then going to be getting your 8 envelopes.
Nice.
So they're going to, of course, fit the 8 card blanks in total. You're also going to be getting your 4x6 watercolour card. Now you're getting 12 sheets here, so you've got that to get started. That then all comes within your individual pockets. These ones, keep these ones, chop them up, use them for background papers because they're fab. You're then going to be getting all your die cut sentiments, 18 in total, and these are all on a watercolour card, so you can colour them, you can do your washes if you want to, love, hello, smile, all in there. Then you've got your resist panels. So this is kind of like heat embossing already done for you, Ben, and you just need to do the wash with your ink. You've got 9 sheets, 4x6, and then you've got all of these stamps as well. Ben will show you them in a lot more detail with on the boards. Your florals, your butterflies, you've then got your foliage, you've got your bumblebee, you've got a little sentiment in there as well. Actually, quite a sizable sentiment.
It is, yeah.
So you've got all of them in there, 16 stamps in total. Then this is where all the fun comes in. You've got a water spritz that you can put your water in there. If you've got your pigment sprays, anything like that, you can also put them in there. We give you your little square. Now that one there is your watermark ink pad. Now that one, Ben, is exactly the same as our larger watercolour. Here. So that is that, but just on a smaller scale. We give you that. So then that means you can put your embossing powder. You've got white embossing powder. It's 7 grams, but it lasts a long time because you need very, very little, like I'll show you. That's in there. And then you're also then going to be getting your 3 tricolour Aqua pens. It's 3, but it's 9 colours in total. With these ones here, water-based, so then therefore you can change the colour, you can get different shades, create your own blends if you want to. And this is how it's such a good thing to get started with, or to get if you're starting off with the watercolour and water-based, or even if you're advanced, Ben, but you don't want to, maybe you're going away in the caravan or you're going somewhere and you don't want to take everything. Take the binder, and then that's all that you need. Everything's in there for you to then get started.
There you go. It is brilliant. And just before we go through the boards as well, don't forget if you want to get the showstopper, you do have that option there where you get the pens from the Enchanted Ocean collection added into your bundle. So it is worth thinking about. And then you do open up that possibility to get your second craft club for half the price. But again, I can whiz through and just quickly show you the boards. It's everything that Craig has just shown you, but just to kind of show you again everything that you're going to get within your craft club. So those are the pens that you're going to be receiving, your 3 tricolour aquas. So within here, you've got your Kingfisher, your Rose Pink, Sunflower, Peacock Blue, Scarlet, Bud Green, and then you've got your Slate, your Black, and your Orchid in your pens. As Craig was showing you, you're also going to get your embossing powder, your watermark ink pad, and then your mister included in there as well. It does look like a face, everybody, doesn't it? It does look like a face, a frog face. These are all of your die cuts in there, so you've got love, hello, and smile. So as Craig was showing, you know, you've got the opportunity there to be able to colour those in. Of course, you're going to get all of your watercolour cardstock in there. You've got all of your card blanks and envelopes in there too. Your resist card that you're going to get in there, your resist patterns as it were. So those are the 3 different patterns that you're going to be receiving. So you've got your 2 florals and then that beautiful sort of damask design in there. And then also, as Craig was showing you, you get all of your stamps in there too, which look like, once you pop them down, something a little bit like this. So you've got beautiful florals in there, you've got butterflies, lovely, beautiful thank you in there, that stunning poppy, and plenty more within that. The storage binder, which I know a few people have spied here, that is available as an individual, bottom of your screen, and obviously perfectly sized to be able to store your bags in, alongside, of course, the panel which you get with all of your instructions as well. Few quick comments, and we'll get into a quick little demo with this. Debbie says, yes, Craig, diners, drive-ins and dives is one of my favourites.
Yes, love it.
Ruth says, Craig, that is a good show. I used to watch it a lot when I bothered to turn on my TV. Haha. And Debbie says, good morning. Craig, I enjoy the Food Network too. I love watching Beat Bobby Flay and the Baking Championship shows.
No, I've never watched that, but I've seen it come up. I have seen it come up. But yeah, no, I do. I just love diners, drive-ins and dives. It's just brilliant.
Do you know who I really love on that channel?
Who's that?
Is Adam Richman. He was the original guy, Man vs. Food.
Oh, yes.
And he used to take on all like, the food challenges. And he's just done one. I don't know if it was on in the US, but he's just done one, Adam Richman Eats Britain.
Right.
And he comes to Britain and he goes around all of the different places. Like he says, like he wants to go to Cheddar and eat cheddar cheese. So he goes there. He goes to Eton and eats Eton mess. And he goes to all of these different places where all of these different foods are. And it's such a good show.
Do you know the other one? I think she's lovely. Not that I've met her. Ina Garter.
What?
Ina Garter on the Food Network. She used to, I want to say, she used to be the chef for Bill Clinton.
Oh.
One of the ex-presidents, yeah. Honestly, I could watch the Food Network all day. I just love it.
Yeah.
I love cooking shows.
We had it on last night and there was repeats. Jamie Oliver was on. And also following that, one of my absolute faves, Ainsley Harriott.
Hello, Jill.
Yeah. Susie Salt, Percy Pepper. Ooh. Yeah. He was shaking it up in the Caribbean, he was. I love him. Oh, he's so good.
Just love it.
And we must say, before we get on, hello to Kathy Green, who says, I'm ready to watch my 2 favourites. Who are you watching? Oh, you mean us? Apparently you've had a stressful morning in Mechanicsburg. My car broke down on the way to work. I mean, that's not, I don't know why I'm laughing, but if you're going to break down, surely you want to break down in Mechanicsburg, don't you? That's the place to break down. Hopefully you got your car fixed though. Oh, you say your amazing hubby came after me, so you're now ready for amazing demos. Well, that's brilliant, Kathy. I hope you get your car fixed, and thanks for being with us. And Lynn says, I'm so pleased the next part is available. Bought the gilding one yesterday, and I need all the help I can get. Well, if it's help you're after, let's find some help with Mr. Craig. What are you going to show us? Because obviously there's a lot you can do with this collection, but what can you show us in about 10 minutes?
So we'll show you the pre-resist backdrops. I'll show you that in a minute, but let's make our own one. Actually, no, tell you what, let's do one of the pre-resist backgrounds and then I can show you how to do your own one. So as I said at the start, Ben, this is as if we've already stamped our stamp, used our clear translucent ink pad, popped our embossing powder over the top, heat set it with a heat gun, and then that's us ready to go. So we've got that resist. Now, you can then take one of the 9 colours. You can then, of course, start to create your own blends. I'm going to go on to my glass mat. This could be a craft mat. It could be, of course, a Gemini plate. It could be a tile, a non-porous surface. You're going to be able to go over the top. I'm just going to pick three colours here. We're going to go in, and then what we're going to do is I've just got some water here. Now you will need a paintbrush. Doesn't have to be one of ours, but a paintbrush. I'm going to dab it into the water, and because this is pre-resist, pre-stamped, pre-heat embossed, what you have got is your watercolour card onto the background. That what you can then do is just go back and forwards, and the ink will then stick to the cardstock, soak to the watercolour card, but the actual design will then resist the ink. So I'm going to put a little bit more of that same colour. I'm just going in a different bit because I don't want to pop it back into the little puddle of water. And with it being water-based, it means we can go darker if we want to. If it's too dark, we can then start to blend that out. So there's one, and then we're going to go into our next colour. So let's go into what is the orchid here, and I'm going to go into the middle here. And then once you've done this, you can die cut it, you can chop it up into panels if you want to. You don't have to keep it to the 4x6. So I'm just going to go into the middle there, dab some excess off, and then I'm just going to blend them together. And then let's just take that off. We're going to go into the yellow here, the sunflower, and then we're going to then add that into the base. And that's just 3 colours. You can then start to mix, match, blend, and add more if you want to. I'm just going to give that a little burst of the heat here. What you can also do if you want to, Ben, is if we take our water spritz, because that backdrop is watercolour card, you can still do all your water-based techniques. So if you want to spritz with water to get that mottled effect, you can absolutely do that. I'm just looking at the side of me, not got any kitchen rolls, so let's just dry that off here. So I'm just drying that off with my heat tool. I've just found some.
You got some?
I've got some here. Yeah. You know when you come back after time off and you're still all discombobulated?
And exactly what you mean.
So I'm just going to take that off, and then that you can see dulls it, but it's water-based. So go in, add more if you want, build it up if you want to. So we can go in, blend them in together, and then I'm just going to then heat set that one. And then what we can do is mat and layer it, add our sentiments, all those die cut sentiments, Ben, they're all on watercolour cardstock. So you can do the same here as well. So let's go in with, let's do a little bit of, what one was this one? The peacock. So I'm going to add that on. Let's go in with a little bit of water.
Yeah.
I'm going to really water this down, and then you can then come along and we can still, no matter what we do, how many times we do it, the resist will resist the ink. So I'm just going to then take that off. Even as I dry this now, it's not going to dry into the design.
Yeah.
It will resist it, and I can prove that by taking the kitchen roll again, take that off, and it's removed from that most beautiful panel and backdrop.
Stunning.
And you can still see that shimmer, or that, it's not so much a shine, but from clear embossing. Now you can do that, of course, with any of the colours, lots of different techniques, but let's also show you, Ben, how you can create your own with the stamps that are included. And you can do this with any stamp that you've got at home. And I'm going to take one of the blank ones. So it's 4x6, and this is just one of the blank ones. And we're going to go in with, let's go in with, looks like a peony here. Let's go in with that one. Now you will need a stamping platform, or if you've got our Just to Say sentiment collection, I've just taken the acrylic block from that. And then we're going to go in with our translucent clear watermark ink pad. And we're just going to ink it up. And then, this is always hard to see on screen, but we're just going to go and we're just going to press, and we're going to keep inking up. So what you're doing is you're doing what you would do with any coloured ink, or black ink, or grey ink. The only difference is a translucent clear, so you can't see it, unless it's close to you, and you give it a little bit of a wiggle, so you can see where you're stamping. Let's just do that once more. So I'm purposely not going to stamp the whole lot. We're going to come in here. Actually, let's just do one more corner there. Pretty much fills the whole lot. Let's go in. And then what we can then do is take a little bit of scrap card. And then I'm going to go in with the embossing powder. So it's white embossing powder. And we're going to sprinkle that all over.
And this is a great example to show you that it doesn't look a lot, but it's loads, isn't it?
Exactly.
For what you need.
So we can, so if I go that way,
boom.
you can just see where you've got that outline. Now you need to heat that. You need to melt that. So let's pop that back in. And then, look at that, Ben. Look how much is still in there.
Loads.
There's still absolutely loads. So we're now going to take our heat tool and we're going to heat that. So what you want to do with any heat embossing, you want to get that to melt, and then as soon as it melts, it's going to travel along. So don't keep it on any longer than you need to. You will see it melt. Even although it's white on white, you will see it. And you don't have to, if you don't want to, come over with ink. This gives it a pre-embossed look. So remember our illustrated folders that gives you the outline?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that gives you this look, but with heat emboss.
Oh, got you.
So if you want to create your own, then that's another way of doing it. So we're just wanting to heat this up. And essentially, what this is doing now, or what this has done, is giving us our own backdrop, our own resist backdrop. So if we melt that, and I'm just going to do, well, I'll do a part wash background, and then we can use that. I like to call them bumper bars, you know, at the
bowling?
At the bowling.
Yeah.
It's a good way to colour in the lines, because it gives you that bumper bar to then colour up to.
Do you put the bumper bars up when you go bowling?
No, do I not? No.
Do I not?
We're going to go down a different avenue there. Different avenue there. Yeah, it's funny, I was saying to Nicola just before, I feel like my voice is going.
Yeah.
Because I've not spoke to anyone for about a week because I've shut off, completely shut off. Usually the only time I speak to someone is my mum, but with her being away, not even spoke to her. So, yeah, I feel like it's going.
You're not getting a bug, are you? Because there was a few bugs going around before I went on holiday where people's voices were going like mine, so.
No, it's purely lack of using it.
Yeah.
when you come from doing the job that we do, talking a lot, to then never talking. So I'm going to do something similar as before. So let's take our water brush and we'll just quickly start to finish this off as it'll show you. Let's do what I done there. So let's
here we go.
Add that on. And then if you're wanting to go a little bit more heavier handed, I don't like to go back into the puddle because that could potentially soak up into your pen. So always go into a nice new clear bit. And then the other way that you can use them, Ben, is use it to paint in. So if we go, just going to use the peacock there, and then you can go in. Now you've seen Sheena doing all these incredible techniques with the watercolour ink pad or waterproof ink pads. Well, that is what you can do, but of course the emboss, instead of it being a black or a flagstone outline, it's your white.
Bumper bars.
The bumper bars. And you can drag the colour out, but then what it's also doing is any of the detail within the petals or the butterfly or the bumblebee, like that little detail within the middle there, Ben, it gets recessed. So you get this beautiful white outline, and then you can drag out, you can go in a little bit more heavier handed. If I just do one little bit into here, around there, dragging it out, pulling it out, and then if you want to go in with a little bit more depth, you can do that all the way in. And I'm just tapping that out, blending that out, and no matter what you do, that white outline, Ben, will resist. So you don't need to worry, you don't need to panic about going out the lines. The bumper bar will keep it in the line the whole time, and you've got so much scope to then just play, blend, and get it to the way that you want. Again, let's just do that little corner there in with the green, just so you can see how that resists. I would let that dry naturally. If you go in with your kitchen towel, it dulls it slightly. But then, actually, there's a point. Look, you can do all your textures. So bubble wrap, cling film, tin foil, illuminated foil, all of that, you can still come along. But it's resist. You've got your fine detail that you can paint into, and then you can still do all your textured background. And that's from the pre-embossed to creating your own emboss with the white translucent clear ink pad, the pens. But remember, you've got your card blanks, you've got your die-cut sentiments, which are watercolour card as well. You've got your water spritzer, you've got everything to get you started. If you are wanting to use a watercolour ink pad, Ben, with these, then the only additional thing you'll need to purchase is a waterproof ink pad. So if you're wanting to do black or grey outlines instead and colour in, you will need to purchase a water-based ink pad. Other than that, what I've just done there, you've got everything included.
So good, isn't it? Just to see the kind of things that you can do, and how nice that you've got those kind of ready to go resist papers, but now you know how you can make your own as well. So this is the kind of thing, and remember, with the instruction booklet that you're going to get, you're getting all the instruction within it, plus access to digital Craig as well, which is a treat in itself. I don't know if you know the answer to this, but Lorena's just asking, obviously there's more of these craft clubs. Are we going to see any more of them on Crafters TV in the future? Do you know off the top of your head? Oh. There you go. The answer was this.
Monday.
When?
Monday. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, Alison says, good morning, guys. Did either of you watch the American baseball from London this past weekend? My New York Mets played the Philadelphia Phillies. The series was split, and there were 55,000 fans daily. Go Mets! I've got to be honest, Alison, I did not even know about that. Did you know about that?
No, I didn't know about that.
Baseball is a sport which sort of passes me by a little bit. I don't really understand baseball.
No. I've been more focused. I don't really follow the UFC, but this last week, the WWE and the UFC, because obviously they're together, they've been kind of hibernating. They've been hybriding from the UFC base, and they've done NXT and that. So that's what I've kind of been focused on.
They've been hibernizing. You've been hibernating.
I've been hibernating.
Yeah.
Quite literally been hibernating.
Alison also says, Craig, I love Ina Garten. She wasn't the chef in the White House. Both were federal employees. Jeffrey worked for the State Department and Ina worked in the Budget Department. She has a calming voice and demeanour.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember she talks about presents in it, so that must be, of course, what it's about. But yeah, really nice.
Thank you for all the lovely comments coming through, everybody. Make sure you pick up your Aqua Technique Craft Club pack. And remember, if you go for the showstopper, you'll get your extra Enchanted Ocean pens for a fraction of the price. And then you can get a second Craft Club for half price. If you want the storage binder, bottom of the screen, that is available for you individually. Now, of course, with the return of Wake Up Call, we're trying to bring you little features. Yesterday, of course, it was International Ballpoint Pen Day. So we were giving you the opportunity to win right throughout the day. Today, International Yarn Bombing Day. Basically, a day where creative knitters and crocheters get creative. I don't know if you'll have to let me know in the chat as you watch this video. Is this a big thing in the US? I know it started here in the UK back in 2011, and not just sort of today, but certainly I think during the summer months, you see a lot of these beautiful sort of crocheted items adorning things like post boxes, wrapped around trees, lamp posts, on benches, all these kind of things. It's just such a lovely thing to see. Really brightens up towns and villages around the UK. And so we thought, you know what, seeing as it is International Yarn Bombing Day, could we find somebody who's into this? And you know what, someone who knew someone who's into yarn bombing. I mean, who else could it be than Becky Swan? So we sent her off to go and find out more about this amazing day. And here is Becky's amazing video.
Hello everybody, it is Yarn Bombing Day, International Yarn Bombing Day. Do you know what yarn bombing is? I didn't know before I started researching this, but I have the wonderful Diana here. Diana, you are a yarn bomber.
Well, I am. I run a knitting group in Kew, and it has all sorts of different talents. People are very good and some people just knit squares, but we meet once a week and it's jovial. And we're very welcome at our little cafe, in spite of millions of tourists wanting our chairs.
So what exactly is yarn bombing? It's sort of decorating a community with knitting and crochet, is it?
Yes, we do. We do the letterbox top, and we've got a Happy Christmas one. We've just done an Easter one.
Lovely.
And it had Miffy and a lot of yellow chickens.
Oh.
So yes, that was quite sweet. And we're just about to do one more. It'll be covered in flowers in memory of one of our knitters who's passed away.
How lovely. Yes. I love to do something like that. And do you find, you know, you were saying before, because you're quite close to Kew Gardens, you get lots of people taking photographs of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
They all stop. You get hordes and hordes of people every time an underground train comes in. There's a gang of people and they're all queuing up to take a photo.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
And how did you get started? Have you always knitted and it was just something that you sort of thought, this sounds like a good way to do a bit of knitting in the community?
I was invited by our local library, which is just down the road, to have a group of people who did knitting. So I did that and it got very popular and we became rather noisy and we filled all the chairs in. It's only a tiny library. So we decided we'd move across the road and we went to a pub.
Yeah.
But they weren't really keen because we only sat there with one cup of coffee.
Oh dear, yeah.
But now we're in a cafe called the Greenhouse and we're very welcome and they're very sweet and put up with us. Yes.
Fantastic.
And when we've dropped lots of balls of wool, they put them aside for the following week.
Oh, that's good,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes,
It's nice to do something like that. And how many is in your group?
Well, all told, we're probably about 15.
Wow, that's
15
quite a
or
lot,
20,
isn't it?
yes. But not everybody comes all the time.
No.
Some people go to work and just come on sort of days off or perhaps holidays or something. And some people come every week. And there's a lot of chat. We all know each other quite well. And if somebody's having a problem, we can all, perhaps we can help you out, you know. So it's a support group as well as knitting.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And how do you get your ideas? Do you just knit without a pattern? Are you able to do that, or do you have
no.
to? You have to have a pattern.
Yes, the library is full of little books on
great.
how to knit this, that, and the other. And this is, I think you can see it.
That is amazing. Cakes.
This is quite complicated, and Celia is one of the knitters, and this is a a plate of cakes. They look quite scrumptious.
They do, but no calories, thank goodness.
Yes.
They're fabulous. They're the kind of cakes that I really want to eat, but a real life one. That's
Yes.
fantastic. And if anyone wants to get started in yarn bombing, how should they get going? Is there a group or a Facebook page they can join, something like that?
Well, I joined through our library. I'm sure if you go to your local library and
Yeah.
ask them if there's a knitting group somewhere, they'll be able to point you in the right direction.
Brilliant.
But I don't do Facebook or anything, but some of the people do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you want to, you will find a place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely, that's great.
Yes, and the libraries do have some encouraging books.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can get started there.
Yeah, well, and you can knit. I mean, we've done hats, winter hats. Our local market has
Look at those.
these are.
They're fab.
Yes, it's a tam o' shanter.
Yeah, it's very intricate. It looks very intricate. It looks complicated. It's not the
It
kind
was
of thing I
quite
don't think I could do.
complicated. That's an American pattern.
Yeah.
Which you can get all these things also at charity shops.
Oh yes, yeah. You don't think about that,
No.
do you? But yeah. And getting your needles as well, and wool.
Oh,
because
yes.
wool's quite difficult to get hold of sometimes.
Wool's
isn't
getting
it?
quite expensive. Charity shops have bags of it.
Yeah.
And quite often it's sort of under the counter. and I think the knitting pattern books,
Yeah.
they cull them from time to time
Oh,
because they
really?
have so many.
Oh,
Yes.
good
it's-
place to get started. Then.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes it is. And while you're knitting, you can talk to people, so it's a very sociable pastime.
Yeah.
And you can do hats or scarves or gloves or just squares.
Mhm.
As a group, we have people who just want to knit squares and watch the television while they knit.
Okay.
So we sew them together and make blankets. And there's a cafe in Twickenham
Yeah.
that will ship them out to Ukraine.
Oh.
Because although it's nice weather at the moment, they have very cold winters.
Yeah.
And with their houses being bombed, they need
All the help they can
something.
get, don't
Yes,
they? Yeah.
exactly.
That's a lovely thing
So,
to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do knit for charity, and we have made various items for charities. But at the moment, we're knitting hats, and the local market, which is very popular,
Mhm.
we're on the waiting list to sell our hats next November
Oh, okay.
next year, 2025.
Oh, you've got to
And-
wait a whole year. Or
Yes,
it's
they're
18
busy.
months. Wow.
Yes, well, it's very popular. A lot of people, and they always have a charity stall. So we've got our name down for 2025 November, which I think will be a good time to sell woolly hats
Definitely.
for the tourists who go to Kew Gardens
Yep.
and all the gardeners as
Yeah.
well. So it's quite difficult to get yourself on this list. And that's what we're working for at the moment.
Brilliant.
So-
Well, I'll give you some time to make up some more hats because I'm
More
sure they're
hats.
going to sell really well. They're
Oh,
absolutely
yes.
gorgeous.
Well, yes, and they're completely different from what you get
They really are.
in the supermarkets. So,
Yeah.
you'd be rather unique with your hat.
Oh, and who doesn't want to be unique? Everyone does, don't they?
Yes, yes.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate it. And if anyone's interested in doing yarn bombing, they should go to their local library, maybe have a look on the Facebook page. But if you too.
Really interesting, isn't it, to find out about, and actually really interesting to see some of your comments coming through as well. Ruth says, Ben, when you said yarn bombing, I just picture you throwing balls of yarn at people or houses. Haha, that's what I do. That's why I'm, that's my version. That's why I'm public enemy number one in my village. I just got the wrong end of the yarn, as it were. I've never heard of yarn bombing, says Janice Sutton. Well, now you have. Rosalind says, I think more yarn bombing is done in the Midwest and Western states than on the East Coast in the US. Angela Park says, great yarn bombers in my local area at Saltburn Pier. How did I miss that? Saltburn Pier and Nunthorpe. Saltburn Pier and Saltburn Pier and Nunthorpe train station have been amazingly decorated. The video with Becky and friends is great, says Melanie T. Grow up over there. Rosalind says, I crochet. Now they have me thinking about yarn bombing my mailbox. You should absolutely do it. Absolutely. Start yarn bombing, make it a thing in the US. And I've never heard of it, says Laurie. Sounds fun. I love crocheting. My great-grandmother taught me when I was very young. I still crochet now and have tons of yarn. And this actually, some of the other pictures that we got from Becky that Diana sent through, it's so clever, isn't it? It's such a clever thing to do. And I really do think it brightens up like villages and towns when you see these, you know, amazing creations adorning things like this next one. Oh, this next one, mailboxes. Here you go, look at that. It's so cool, isn't it?
Imagine walking the high street or, you know, just a little town and you see that.
Yeah. And it's a little bit like, it reminds me of, like, you know, like the sort of good luck pebbles that you see in the little positive messages you see on it. It's that, but it's obviously done with yarn and much bigger. These were the hats as well that Dana was just talking about in the video. I know we saw just a brief look of that hat at the back there, but those are the other three hats there, which I think are absolutely brilliant. And the make, which she had in her hand during that video, is here. I mean, how clever is that?
That is
with
so
the cakes.
Cool. How smart is that? The detail, that kind of like that chocolate log, the Yule log with the cupcake there.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And again, when you think about, well, I do, when you think about yarn bombing, particularly around things like, you know, royal celebrations and jubilees and things like that. Look at this one again with the late Queen on top of the post box there. I think that's absolutely brilliant.
That is so good. Of course, it's it's the King's birthday. What is it? Father's Day?
It's Saturday, isn't it? The King's birthday.
This Sunday.
I think it's this Saturday, the King's birthday.
It's a Sunday.
I want to say it's this Saturday.
Or she got two as well.
It is this Saturday. Yeah. And the last picture.
Next Saturday, the 15th.
15th, Easter themed. It's this Saturday. It's definitely this Saturday, we're just being told. But Diana, thank you so much. Diana, thank you so much for spending time with Becky and recording that video for us and sending those pictures. We absolutely love that. And as I say, if you are a yarn bomber and you've done any creations like that, feel free to send in pictures. And if you want to get into it, of course, you can rewatch that video and find out more about it. Just worth bearing in mind as well, because I must mention this before we disappear because I'll get in trouble. I've got a new community page over on YouTube for you. So if you're a viewer there and you subscribe to us, do hit the community button and it will take you to lots of posts that you'll, like, you know, if you watch on Facebook and you see the post that we put up there, the feed that we have on Facebook, there's now one on YouTube as well. So you can check that out there. And also, if you're over on the website, today we have our mid-week mix up. There's a section on the website where there's loads of items for £5, £10 and £20. You can have a look, see what you like, and well, mix it up. Right, I'm going to have to be very, very quick here because we've literally got about 10 minutes left on the show. The Floral Aperture Stamp and Die collection, which we'll look at in much more detail later on tonight on Launch Party. 4 o'clock for that show, don't forget. We're going to have a quick demo with Craig with these. I only saw these for the first time the other day. I absolutely love them. £56, $72 for this collection. And giving you these absolutely stunning floral apertures cutting into your cardstock, giving you the opportunity to make shakers or pop photos behind or build scenes, giving you the opportunity to colour or paper piece, the beautiful designs of florals that you get, and with each one you're going to get a selection of sentiments as well. So you're saving 10%. What's he doing? I'm trying to hurry up and you're just coming over.
You actually launched these with me at the end of May.
Yeah? What did I say?
You just seen them for the first time the other day.
Yeah, I did, because I launched them with you.
Like over 2 weeks ago.
Yeah? Well, I've been on holiday. I saw these for the first time the other day at the end of May when I launched these with Craig. Happy now? You're eating into your time for your demo.
It's okay.
So that is the first design that you're going to see. Bloom where you are planted.
You're not going to stress me out. You carry on, mate.
Next, the only person getting stressed out is this Nicola. You've got Thinking of You, which is that beautiful floral in the oval aperture. You've got your circle aperture, which is Bloom and Grow. As I say, we'll look at these in much more detail later on because we'll be afforded more time. Live Life in Full Bloom. It's all coming back through now because this is Craig's favourite because this is the belt from the original WWF World Heavyweight title. No, it wasn't the World Heavyweight, was it? Or was it?
Yeah, WWF,
Yeah.
the World Heavyweight Championship.
On your special day, and then also you have got this one here, Wishing You Happiness, which sort of a bit more jungle themed, this, wasn't it? I think this is why we like this one so much. £56 or $72 is the price on those. A lovely collection, all available for you individually as well. If you want to go down that line, you can. A few quick comments and we'll get into it. Crafty Cow says Prince Charles's real birthday is the 14th of November, apparently. So yes, he does have 2 birthdays. Diane says the hats are amazing. And what a great video, says Zoe. The knitted crochet post boxes always make me smile. Me too. Right. Craig, you've got about 7 minutes. What can you show us?
That's fine, we can do that. What I will need, because we don't have any here, I need some foam on a roll.
I'll get you some.
We've got foam pads, so that would be great, Ben.
You want some foam on a roll? I'm going.
Please do. I've got white cardstock, 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And we're going to go in, Ben, with the Bloom and Grow.
Okay.
So we're going to go in with that one, within these ones here. I love you've got that full design, you've got your lighter design. Now we are going to go that way, but the great thing with these, you know, depending on the size of your cardstock, you can go any way that you want. But we're going to pop that one in just like that, and then we're going to take our low tack tape and then we're going to hold it down. Now that centre bit is the bit that will then cut away. So let's put our low tack tape there. And then we're going to need our frosted, we're going to need our magnetic, and then we're going to use our top plate. We're just going to run that one through, of course, with our G2. Now, size dependent of your cardstock, you're going to be able to use these when it comes to things such as your Gemini MIDI, if you want to do that, or of course, because it cuts into your card, if you want to then use this on larger sheets of cardstock, then of course you can do that as well. But look at that intricate floral design that you've got there. Then what I've already done beforehand is I've taken some, this is the pearlescent with a hint of gold. This is from the Secret Garden. So I've got that one and I have just edged around the edge. So again, that is the Shimmer Touch of Gold Pearlescent Pigment Ink Pad Secret Garden. I've just gone round the edge within that one there. And then with a bit of gold, Centura Pearl, 4.5 by 4.5, I've ran that die through once again. But what I've done, Ben, is I've just chopped away at the edge.
Oh, yeah.
So that I can create an inner drop shadow.
Nice.
But not on that outer edge. So let's take our dotty tape pen. We're going to add the dots. The dots are always going to be the brilliant, perfect one for dies like this because of the intricate detail. Although, as I always say, when I'm at home and I've got more time, my preference is always our tacky glue with the small applicator. But we're going to come along, and that one, we're going to do our drop shadow within the middle. So we're just giving it that little touch of gold, and we're going to press that in. And then let's take our tape runner. So this is just our straight tape runner now. Work our way all the way round, and we're going to come along with a bit of our acetate. So great thing with this doesn't have to be construction acetate, Ben. This could be your heat proof, this could be packaging, this could be thin acetate, because all that we want to do is create a barrier, so it doesn't have to be thick. And then we're going to go round the outer edge with a foam on a roll. Now we're going to have to, we've only got the thicker one, so we're going to do
the only one I could
bit.
find, unfortunately.
That's okay.
There's lots of foam pads, but not much foam on a roll.
No, if you've got our smaller foam pads that have the foam pad strips in them,
oh yeah,
that would do. That would do. And in actual fact, that's usually my go-to if I'm doing like a shaker. But what I'm going to do is usually you will need to go edge to edge, and that's exactly what we're doing. But we need to, of course, because this is thicker, what we need to do is we need to do a little bit of adapting here. So I'm going to go to these larger areas, and I'm just going to fill them in to start with my foam on a roll. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adapt it by chopping this in hand with our scissors, being non-stick, it means our foam pads and foam on a roll won't stick to them. And then we're just going to do our own little bit of joining. So it doesn't matter how you create that barrier around the edge, as long as you've got no little gaps where you join. So if you've only got wider foam on a roll, don't worry about it. You can still do your shakers. You just want to make sure, that's not going to be quite long enough. You just want to make sure that you've got no gaps.
Yeah.
So let's chop that and fill that in. Make sure we are nice and up to the edge. So that's us created our outer edge. I've gone in, so the pattern paper here that I've used is from the Botanic Garden, the 12 by 12, and it's 4.5 by 4.5 with a gold matte layer. Gone in from some of the chunky glitter that I had left over. Now my shakers, I like to put my shaker element onto the card base or the panel base, and then we're going to then take the backing off. So we're just going to take that carefully. Now, of course, if you've done one continuous strip, then it means you don't have to do this in sections, but it's still also a good way to show how if you've only got thicker foam on a roll with a thinner, wider edge, you don't need to worry. You can still adapt your project to use it. So let's take the last couple here. And although I'm using the chunky glitter, it could be fine glitter, micro beads is a really good one, die cut pieces that are left over are a good one. And we're not going to see the pattern paper on the outer edge, we're only going to see your gold Centura Pearl, and then we've got our shaker.
Perfect.
So same card, stock, 12 by 12, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, with the satin gold Centura Pearl matte layer onto a card blank. So I'm going to do a 10th fold or top fold card, pop that into there. I'm then going to bring that one in. So let's do that larger flourish around that outer edge. And because we've got height and depth with our foam on a roll, I'm going to keep this one flat. Let's get another tape runner. And I've already stamped out my sentiment, because each of the die sets you get 4 sentiment stamps. And you can mix and match, but just using my circle nesting dies, what I've done is enjoy every moment. And the green that I've gone around is the same, Secret Garden with a hint of gold around that edge. Had the right one all along. So let's take that one into here. That, I'm going to pop that into there, and then we can then pop that into the centre. I'm going to tuck that in like so, and then we've got our shaker of our 6 by 6 using the Bloom and Grow.
Love it. More from that collection later on tonight on Launch Party. Live at 4 tonight, that show. 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Make sure you join us for that. In between times, in an hour, Lily and I will be back with a masterclass. Thank you all for the lovely comments. And thank you to Clay, who says, hi there. I asked a few weeks ago what I needed as a newbie. I'm now nearly a platinum member. I think I overdid it. I told my husband it's Ben and Craig's fault. Always our fault. And we'll be back for taking more of the blame for you tonight. See you then. Bye.
Toodles.